Welcome back to the Ed Morrissey Show podcast. Joining us, as always, the Prince of Twitter, the Regent of RedState.com, Andrew Malcolm at AH Malcolm on the Twitters, and number one on your depth chart, especially after this weekend. We're going to really mostly just talk about Andrew's columns for VIP over at RedState.com, but. I got to start off by asking you, did you watch the playoffs yesterday?
Oh, isn't that something?
They were actually pretty interesting games.
I thought they were, especially the first one. I just loved it. First, I love to watch quarterbacks like Mahomes and Drew Brees and Joe Montana and all those guys. But geez, I mean, they were really solid games and competitive and some stupid plays by that Baltimore guy. Jeez.
No, I mean, first off, I like Lamar Jackson, but I am not a fan of the Baltimore Ravens. And yesterday's game reminded me why. Because they're mostly undisciplined. When they get emotional, they get undisciplined, and they start doing stupid stuff like commit personal fouls over and over and over again that keep putting themselves in bad positions, and that's constantly yesterday.
Just not a team playing. I mean, it's just
not disciplined. They're not disciplined, and that big slap at Mahomes' face as he's running by. I mean, that was such an obvious call, and everybody on the Baltimore sideline is going, "What? It's like, come on, man, you know damn well what."
Yeah, but there was the one Baltimore guy that did a couple of them?
Yeah. I can't remember which player it was, but yeah.
And then he fumbled. Yeah, not his day.
Oh yeah, the Ray Flowers thing, or not Zay Flowers. Excuse me, Zay Flowers thing. He taunted the guy. I mean, he's standing over him, spinning the ball in his face, and yelling at him while the guy's on the ground. I mean, that's going to draw a flag every single time.
Oh, absolutely.
And then to top it off, he ends up fumbling the ball in the end zone and negating a touchdown, potential touchdown anyway, and handing the ball back to the Kansas City Chiefs. And that was the same series, right?
Yeah.
Which is why you don't taunt people.
Yeah.
What's going to happen next? And then did you see what happened after that? Flowers got up. He was so mad at himself for the fumble.
Oh, and he cut his finger.
He slammed his helmet down on the bench and he cut his finger, and they had to tape his finger up. But the Chiefs just outplayed Baltimore. I'm happy that Mahomes won on the road, because that was the knock, right? Was that, well, he hasn't won playoff games on the road. Well, he hasn't had to, because he's so damn good that they get the home field advantage. This year they didn't win home field advantage, but they won anyway.
It should be a good game.
Yeah, I was sorry about the Lions though, and I think that the Lions, the problem was the coach. It wasn't really the players on the field, although they made their mistakes and stuff like that. But you pass up 2 field goals like that in a championship game just because you think you're hot stuff and you can go for it on 4th down and bend the game to your will. That's going to come back and bite you in the ass at some point. It did twice yesterday, and that was the margin of the game. If they'd had those 2 field goals, they would have won that game yesterday.
Yeah. This somebody told me, I don't remember what, but somebody in football was telling me that you watch out for teams that are new to the playoffs, because there's a different atmosphere, and that would be the Lions, because they
haven't met that before.
And well, it should be an interesting game, and the Super Bowl. So I'm kind of curious as to which team's going to win, the 49ers or the Taylor Swifters. They don't linger on it. I don't blame them for showing it, because
I don't blame them either. It's fun. It's fine.
It's fun. She's a phenomenon. it's a cool story. It's like the cheerleader and the player on the field, and the viewership is up. Swifties watch, so that helps with that helps with the ad rates.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I get that people might feel like it's a little too much of the Taylor Swift following on television, but it's not like they're cutting away to her during the middle of a play. They're showing a reaction. Right. So what?
And Kelsey was a freak yesterday. I mean, he was a phenomenon. 11 catches, and he passed Jerry Rice for playoff receptions.
That was something else, wasn't it?
11 catches in one game in a playoff game. Oh, so
and they weren't catches either. He was catching him crossing over the middle of the field where you're going to get the crap kicked out of you. And that one catch was just absolutely amazing. And that was one of their touchdown drives too.
When he turned around. Oh man. Yeah, so there was plenty of occasion to cut to her since she's excited about it. And this is one of those celebrity romance things that may not go on, but it's fun.
Yeah, and John wrote about this today too, is that people are saying, oh, this is an op. This is all designed to promote Taylor Swift so that she can come out and endorse Joe Biden.
I think it's the other way around. Yeah.
Vivek Ramaswamy is saying it was now he says he was joking, but I guess yesterday he said that the NFL was going to fix it so that the Chiefs would win, so that it would be an even bigger platform for Swift.
Like, you know what? She's a multi-billionaire anyway, and she works her ass off. She writes her own music, stands up for herself.
When she endorsed Biden in 2020. I mean, it wouldn't be new. She endorsed Biden in 2020. So she's going to endorse Biden. It's not a mystery. She's going to endorse Joe Biden. She's a liberal celebrity. That's not the issue at hand here. And the idea that somehow she needs the NFL to promote her platform.
I tell you, it's the other way around, folks.
My God, it's so damn funny. Come on, man. And I'm curious as to where all these people were when Jack Nicholson has been at courts. I don't think he does it anymore.
For the Lakers, The
Lakers. He spent decades being courtside for the Lakers, and they would show him in every shot, right? Nobody had an issue with that. Maybe Mrs. Nicholson did. I don't know. Whoever Mrs. Nicholson might have been at the moment. It's just cute. I mean, it's a cute, fun little story. It was cute. It was cute and fun to see, Travis Kelce's big brother in the stands. I think that was the previous game. It wasn't this game.
Last game.
Yeah, because he had just retired from the Eagles because they had lost their playoff game the week before, so he could show up to his brother's games now.
He lost the game to his brother's team.
So I mean, it's silly.
It's fun. It's just plain fun. Yeah, it's fun, and it's a game, right? And it's very serious because there's so much money involved. But it's still a game. And
you're paranoid about Taylor Swift getting on camera at an NFL game. I think you're none too swift. That's all I'm going to say, is that you're none too swift. I mean,
I saw Kelsey was on his podcast with his brother, and he said he would call. This is a few weeks ago. He would call Taylor, and she couldn't talk because she was saving her voice. Apparently, her shows are 3 hours long. Yeah. And she sings more than 30 songs that she wrote herself. That's kind of impressive to me. And to be as disciplined in her performance as Kelsey is in his. The guy's a horse. I just love it. Catch it and knock him down, and you can see as soon as he catches it, he's wrapping up because he knows he's going to get hit again. I just he's He's a phenomenon. I've always liked tight ends. They always seem to be workhorses, the good ones.
The good ones, yeah. The Gronkowskis, the Kelseys, they're colorful.
Remember Mark Bavaro?
Mark Bavaro. I remember Mark Bavaro. Sure, yeah. They're colorful. They're fun. Yeah. Edelman, right? Justin Edelman.
Yeah. Edelman, and there was there's another one there. Gronkowski, yeah.
I mentioned Gronk, yeah, and Gronk's doing ads. I mean, he's fun. He's doing ads for USA and other things. So we still get a chance. He's doing that one with the Kick of Destiny thing. I guess he screwed up last year, so they're gonna have him come back and try it again this year. This is what the NFL is supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun,
entertainment. Yeah,
it's not supposed to be luxury. After 4 years or so of the woke nonsense that's going on, give me Taylor Swift any day of the week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
cheery, entertaining, positive.
And did you see when the USA junior hockey team won the world tournament? They all stood arms around each other and sang the actual lyrics on the ice. So it's a little bit different than the women's soccer team.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Right. So, Megan Rapinoe and the rest of them.
That's about it, Ed. I think we should wrap it up today.
No, we're going to talk about your columns this week because you got some really good columns. We always have good columns, but we haven't had a chance to feature the topics too much. But I got to get first off, I want to get to the one that you wrote last week, which is also VIP. And you say WTH, what the heck, or what the hell.
Yeah.
Whereas most of us would say WTF. Andrew's a classy guy, so it's WTH with Andrew.
Well, I remember what the Salem is in a different business. So,
well, that's true.
And actually, I've been trying to tone down the F. So,
well, I should really.
You should. Yeah, right.
So what's
there was
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, there was a story, a fun story. The governor I worked for, his father was a lifelong coach, and then he was athletic director at the college. And apparently the guys, I don't know what team, I assume football, they were screwing around. It's a Catholic school, and they were screwing around outside his office and swearing and stuff. And he came out and came storming out of the, "What the F, boys? Knock it off." Coach.
What the F?
Oh, he didn't say F. I did. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I wanted to get to your topic here. What's the media's big rush to crown a GOP winner after all the states have voted? I think you and I are going to disagree on this a little bit because I don't think that they're crowning a winner. I think they're just recognizing one. But give us your argument here.
Well, I don't care why they're doing. Well, I think I know why they're doing it. They desperately want him. They desperately want Trump.
Yep.
And after an election, I've been in this position. It's kind of hard once you deal with the results of the election. The second day, what the hell are you going to write about? And so they have to find something, and they are so determined. I mean, can you tell me? No, you can't. Nobody can tell me what the program issues are of DeSantis or Vivek or Nikki Haley because they haven't talked issues. It's all performative, and that's not helpful. And that's what I think has ruined debates is you get up there and, well, you said this and you said that. And it's just, there's no opportunity to talk about issues. I once went back, I didn't read them all, but I went back and read the alleged transcripts of the Lincoln Douglas debates. And they were talking issues all the time, and they had no microphones. So sometime, this is off the subject, but I have discs or CD discs early CD discs, well, early recordings of presidents. So I actually have CDs with William Jennings Bryan, William McKinley, Howard Taft, Teddy Roosevelt, and Woodrow Wilson's voices all on. And I say William Jennings Bryan, and you hear them talking in their speeches. Their speeches are so grandiloquent with clauses and like I said, they didn't have microphones. I guess there was one, obviously, to make these recordings, but anyway, if we ever want to play them sometime, the people hear Teddy Roosevelt's voice is not what you would think it would be. I'll just leave that there.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, a bull moose, no. Anyway, yeah. So I know they want to have something new to write, the media, and declaring winners, but I don't know how many states have primaries, but there's a hell of a lot more. And wrapping it up, it just seems too wishful and fits right in with what Trump wants. And I don't think we should be doing on purpose what candidates want. We should be setting our own agendas and pointing out that, well, in this campaign, there was a lot of talk about who said what back when, but there wasn't any talk about the future. And there wasn't any talk about what they would intend to do as presidents, which is what I really want to hear about. When they hear about what you did as governor 14 years ago or something. That's just anyway. So I was disappointed, and it's self-defeating, really, because if you believe what the media says, numerically, you can argue that Trump is in good position, according to the polls, which are not supposed to be predictive, is in a good position to get the nomination. But there is so much to happen before then to announce that he's the inevitable winner. If you go by the primaries, you could make an argument. But if you go by politics and 91 criminal charges, no, you can't make that argument that everything's settled. I wouldn't do that.
Well, I got to say, I think that the performance of the polls against the first two contests show that they've been broadly predictive, and the gap is so wide that it makes it very difficult to argue that the polls are off in some significant manner. And I don't think that I don't think it hurts anything to have Haley stay in the race, but I think it's pretty clear that this has turned into a referendum on Donald Trump's incumbency within the GOP, and voters are signing up for his incumbency. And Donald Trump may not be talking about his record, but between Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley in the debates, they were talking about their records, and it turned out that voters didn't care because they didn't want to replace Donald Trump. They want Donald Trump again.
It's not, and it's interesting to me. It doesn't seem to me like they just like Trump; they agree with Trump, and I think that helps explain the resiliency of his crowd's loyalty. I'm just not sure what would happen if there are some convictions and potential sentences. I guess the most important cases is the Jack Smith ones on January 6th, but and the other ones you can argue, and so they've all been lumped together, that they are lawfare. And I agree. Obviously, they've been coming after Trump from day one, and it offends many Americans' sense of fairness. They stacked the deck against Trump and gone at him every way from Sunday. And I don't know how the guy holds up, but he's a hell of a lot tougher than the guy we got now. And I don't think that we would have. I think we would have had some reaction. Some reaction to American troops getting killed.
Well, that brings us to your second column, because that came out yesterday, and it was written prior to the news from Jordan that 3 Americans had been killed and 30-something others had been wounded in a drone attack on an American army base in Jordan. And this is from an Iranian backed militia, I guess, in Syria. Is where the attack originated. And right now, we still don't know how this administration is going to react. Based on previous experience, probably badly, right?
Yeah.
Probably weakly, which is what the reason why they're continuing to attack.
And exactly. They know there's no consequences, and this invites the Houthi attacks on shipping. By the way, how are these alleged tribesmen in sandals getting all this sophisticated stuff, right? It's Iran. And somebody who knows what they're doing is shooting these things off. But, and what did Biden do when the Russians downed a U.S. drone in international airspace? You know, nothing. He didn't even say anything. So,
yep.
And the days are numbered that they're going to have him. This window is gradually closing for them to take advantage of the American weakness, and it's a little bit scary. You hope the window gets closed without something serious happening, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's not looking good, and but that does bring us to. I mean, your post is a little bit more fun than the issue about the attack on Iran, but it does bring us to the to that, which is the question of whether Michelle Obama is going to be the white knight riding in to rescue the Democratic Party from Joe Biden's dementia-addled collapse. I'm still very skeptical about this. I just am. I'm very skeptical about this. Dwayne,
never mind the facts. It's just fun to see Michelle, so to speak, riding in on a white horse to save her party's ass. I just it was just so much fun. And you think about how they might do it and what they might say and her record. And I mean, this I don't think it would be a cakewalk. And she said that she doesn't want to do it. But I said, this is just too fun a story in the middle of the winter to let pass without doing a tongue-in-cheek column about President Michelle Obama.
Well, again, I am a skeptic of this, but Dwayne is a true believer in the Michelle Obama for Joe Biden switcheroo coming before the convention. I will tell you that there is one major obstacle to that. I just got this book from Charlie. I interviewed Charlie. The interview is actually going to go up on Wednesday. I just interviewed him maybe an hour and a half ago, and that's the obstacle, because no matter what, I don't care if Joe Biden is Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's. The Democrats are going to drag him across the line so they don't have to put that person at the top of the ballot. But
don't you think putting another black woman at the top of the ballot would take care of that? I think it would.
No, I think that
Harris could go back to the Senate because her replacement says, I'm only in until next January.
Nope.
Nobody knows.
She wants that position. She is going to demand to be on the ticket. Now, and I'll tell you something I told Dwayne is if for some reason Joe Biden doesn't make it to the convention, health-wise, one way or the other, she's the president anyway, and at which point they're stuck with her because they're not going to knock an incumbent president off the ballot to put Michelle Obama on it. They can't put her.
I'm hitting the bottle with your argument here.
Yeah, exactly. And shouldn't we all be hitting the bottle at this point? Sort of Charlie's point is we all should be hitting the bottle early and often. Yeah, I mean, I look, I mean, and it's a fun column. You guys should go read Andrew's column too.
Well, I had fun writing it. I wanted it to be fun to read, tongue in cheek, so to speak.
Well, again, it's a fun theory. They can't.
Yeah, that's it.
They can't do it. They can't do it before the convention because it's too late to get Michelle Obama in any of the primary contests.
You don't have to be in the primary. You get Joe to step out like Lyndon Johnson did. You'd step out after Super Tuesday. Said, oh, you know what? I'm tired. And they say, well, you've done a wonderful job, and they name an airport after Joe Biden, and
an airhead. Yeah, an airport named after an airhead.
They name a heating plant after Joe Biden because it produces hot air. See, yeah.
Oh, hey, now be careful here. I resent the Red State attack on hotair.com. I'm just telling you right now.
No, I want to make it clear. It's not hot air. It's hot air. There's a big difference.
I'm just checking. Gotta defend my turf here with everything I've got.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's an interesting argument. Is it possible? Sure. But this is not the kind of thing that you would
Okay. That's the soundbite I'm going to use, Ed. Is Ed Morrissey said, is it possible? Sure. And then we edit out the rest of the qualifications.
And then I started stuttering like Karine Jean-Pierre trying to express condolences for 3 American servicemen who were killed in Jordan. Did you see that clip today?
No.
Oh my gosh, I can't play it here. I'm not set up to do it right now. But she can't even, I mean, this is the woman who's in charge of White House communications, right? She's the press secretary. She gets on television this morning, and this is hours after this took place. She's there specifically to deal with this issue. And I'm going to just go ahead and find this because I actually transcribed it because it was so bad. And I put this in the headlines with the headline of "Worst Press Secretary Ever." This is what she said, and I'm just gonna read it from the transcript.
Oh, okay.
Andrew,
get it over with, Ed. This hurts.
This is like going to the doctor and knowing that you're going to get a shot, and you're just waiting for the needle to be pulled out.
This is root canal.
This is a root canal. What I will say, our deepest condolences go out, and our heartfelt condolences go out to the families who lost three brave folks who are military folks, who are brave, who are always fighting, who are fighting on behalf of this administration, of the American people. Obviously, more importantly, we lost those souls. On behalf of the administration. She couldn't even spit out a coherent
on behalf of the administration.
They were fighting on behalf of the administration. They weren't fighting at all. They were sleeping at the time because their administration had not taken the proper steps to ensure that they wouldn't have to be fighting while they slept.
And they misread the drone as a friendly.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. I mean, I understand that probably Iran or the proxy that was being backed by Iran probably understood that the best way to conduct a sneak attack on the facility was to follow a drone back in. I mean, that was probably a deliberate strategy. What I don't understand is why they didn't have an identify friend or foe signal, code on these drones so that you knew which one was which. I mean, that's something else.
Yeah.
I mean, I am waiting
the whole thing. Well, and as you said, that a year and a half ago, that's when the confidence in Joe Biden began to fall after he screwed up the Afghan exit, which he still calls, quote, an extraordinary success.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Extraordinary success. Yeah, that's not the case. So
yeah, well, it's sad, and we are weak, and we are seen as weak. I mean, nobody, even if you haven't had an elderly relative go through this, nobody can watch him walk, and the blank eyes, the empty eyes. Did you see last week or the week before where he was visiting a factory somewhere, and factory leader went to introduce him to some people, and he put his hand out, and Biden thought he was supposed to go there. So he starts to walk across, and then the guy takes him by the arm and said, no, no, no. And Biden goes, oh, oh, like, like he farted in church.
Yeah. It's insane.
He doesn't know what he's doing. And
no, and I mean the yelling into the microphone.
And yeah.
I mean, that whole thing with, I mean, it's just becoming more unhinged. And it's, I think, very obviously a symptom of mental unfitness, progressive mental unfitness.
And the polls show, I mean, we all believe the polls that say Trump is in a commanding position, but nobody does anything about the polls that say that 3/4 of Americans don't have the confidence that this guy knows where he is.
Yeah.
It's just, and that explains the new Gallup poll. I tweeted today that the confidence in American institutions has gone down again. Congress, the courts, the clergy, the professions. I mean, the only profession that stayed on top was nurses, and even they went down because Americans we're discombobulated.
Yep.
Yeah. Except during the Ed Morrissey show when we straighten things out.
We straighten things out here, folks. That's what we do. And now we tell you jokes.
I have one which I just love.
Go for it.
Okay, so an anonymous scam caller called me and said, I have all your passwords. And I grabbed a pen and I said, really? What are they?
Okay, that's pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I have one for you. We'll wrap up. So this wife decides that she wants to express her, romantic feelings towards her husband. So she sends him a text, and the text says, if you were sleeping, send me your dreams. If you're laughing, send me your smile. If you're eating, send me a bite. If you're drinking, send me a sip. If you are crying, send me your tears. I love you. And then she waits a couple of minutes and she gets a text back from her husband and says, I'm in the bathroom. Please advise.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
That one was from jokesoftheday.net. I just had to throw that one in there. That was pretty good.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Bathroom, please advise. I think that's going to be my catchphrase for a while. I'm in the bathroom.
Please advise. Please advise.
That is no reflection on how long I spend in the bathroom, by the way.
I love that meme before of Neil Armstrong. It said Neil Armstrong went to the moon and got 5 pictures. And this girl went to the bathroom and took 35 selfies.
Oh, I've got one more. It's the one I sent you on Instagram. I don't know if you've even seen this yet.
Yeah. What? Oh, I did.
Go. Okay. So yeah, I got one more. This one's pretty good. So this man's walking along a California beach and he decides that he's going to pray to the Lord. And he says, Lord, I've been faithful to you in all of the ways that I possibly can. I just really ask that you grant me one wish, just one wish. And the skies over the beach, start filling with clouds. And this booming voice says, my son, you've been faithful in all your ways. I will try. If you have a wish that I can grant, I will grant you the wish. So the man says, what I really want is I want a bridge between California and Hawaii so that I can just drive over to Hawaii. And the Lord says, my son, I don't think you know how selfish this is. Do you know how much concrete would have to be poured? Do you know how many pillars would have to be sunk? Do you know how deep the Pacific Ocean is in between those things? Do you know how many resources that would go into that could go to helping your fellow man? It's a terribly selfish wish. I want to grant you a wish. So I'd ask that you, reflect a little bit more and come up with a better wish. One that's a little bit more,
real
recognition of our love, right? And he goes, okay. He says, let me think about this. He says, you know what, Lord? What I really want, and this is the wish that I'm going to ask you, is I'd really like to be able to understand women. What women are feeling when they cry, how women react when the man they love interacts with them, what it is that they're thinking, so that when I ask and they say nothing, I understand what that means. What it is when they're silent because I have done something and I don't grasp what it is. I'd really like that understanding. And the Lord goes, so would you like that bridge to be 4 lanes or 2 lanes?
Yes. I love that.
That's when I got off of Instagram, and I gotta say, is Boxing Alley Mike was the account that had that. I don't know if it's original to Boxing Alley Mike, but that's where I found it on Instagram.
Yeah, I've heard that in a different form, where the genie comes out of a bottle on the beach, and but that's a good one. That is a good one.
It's a good joke. All right, well, that wraps it up for today. Andrew Malcolm, the Prince of Twitter, the Regent of RedState.com, the jester of all jokes, the man who's got it going on. That's all I got to say. Go over to RedState.com, check out his VIP columns.
Tell us about the book interview. When is that out?
The book interview with Charlie Spearing, and that's on this book, Amateur Hour. Kamala Harris in the White House. Let's hope not. Charlie Spearing wrote the book. Just came out, I think, last week. And that will be going up on Wednesday, tomorrow, as this is being published, because this will go up on Tuesday. The interview will go up on Wednesday, and there'll be a separate blog post, because I just want to highlight this for Charlie. It's his first book. I've read part of it. It's very interesting. I'm going to try to read the rest of it sometime this week.
So we're going to have a transcript or audio?
No, it'll be, video. It'll be a regular Ed Morrissey Show podcast, but it's going to go up the next day. I'll just embed it into a post with some of the transcript. I'll have some excerpts from the transcript in there. I'll have a little bit of a front end for it. So yeah, stay tuned for that, because it's a really good interview. Charlie's a lot of fun, and it'd been a while since I'd had a chance to talk to Charlie, and he's on the book tour right now, so give people a chance to go buy the book. Amateur Hour with Kamala Harris.
We need to know more about a future president.
Yeah, well, that was sort of the point. So it's a good time to be bringing this up. The timing is excellent.
Oh boy, even going to Canada wouldn't help him.
No. I honestly, yeah, with Justin Castro. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
That is an evergreen.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we were trying to cheer people up at the end of this podcast, but apparently we just bummed everybody back. Andrew Malcolm, the Regent of Red State, the Prince of Twitter. We'll talk again next week.
Okay, buddy. Take care. Thanks, everybody.